All right, I'm running over here because we're about to have the patch notes pop up and we have so much to talk about today. There is huge news today, everyone. This was a big one. I'm not going to lie. So here, let me catch you up. I'll show you everything. We'll go over the patch notes. We'll go over everything in this video. This is a full recap, getting you prepared for what's to come because holy moly, there's so much crafting exotics. We can now craft exotics. You know how big that is in the game? There is now an expertise cap. You don't have to worry about expertise anymore. That's huge. These are huge. All right. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But breaking news, we got some bombshells today, and we'll go over all of them and the patch notes and everything. So first up, let me just give you a really short recap before we go to the patch notes, and then I'll show you what the devs said. This is going to be a lengthy one because patch notes for a new PTS are pretty big, so I want to go ahead and do that. So first, really short recap. They had a live stream this morning. About halfway through their live stream, they had a fire alarm. They had to cut off the live stream, and then they brought it back up. Big ticket items. We are going to have a new open world feature. It's going to be called Retaliation, and we'll be able to take over different open world areas like Federal Triangle, East Mall, Southwest, all of these different areas. And based off of how many territories we have controlled, so all of these would have to be green, all of it, we would have more buffs towards our new modifiers. So we're going to have new permanent modifiers, and it will be based off of how many control points and how many areas we have taken over on our map. That's the first thing. That's huge. So now we're having permanent modifiers for a whole season, just based off of what control points you have taken over during those retaliations. Also, we can craft blueprints based off of the new kill squads that will be hunting us down during these retaliations. So think of them like open world bosses, but they're tracking you down. And when you take them out, that's how you access some of these exotic blueprints. All right. Also, they are capping expertise out at 30. So that will be the new cap. Once you reach expertise level 30, you are done. All right. So that's another big ticket item. Another thing they showed us, automatic exotic pistol. New exotic gloves that look like skull hands, like Halloween skull hands or skeleton hands. Pretty cool. The next exotic was a sniper, and they showed all of them. We will have new named weapons as well. There's a lot to unfold here. So let's go ahead and jump over to Twitter and pull up their patch notes. All right, here we go. And for all of this information and more, you can follow me at Kamikazevondoom on Twitter, X if you nasty, for anything Division related before I make a YouTube video. But this was just posted by the devs 5 minutes ago. The PTS is now available for preload, so we will be able to play this tomorrow. And it will be the Year 7 Season 2 PTS. We will be testing everything new coming to the game for next season. So like I said, it's going to be some pretty lengthy patch notes here. But here we go. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? This is some good news for the division. Here we go. So let's go ahead and show more. And let me just do a quick scroll. Retaliation, control point retakes, the exotic farming for the blueprints, maneuvers. Ooh, that's going to be new. The new modifiers, the new exotic items, the new passive modifiers, the new hostile modifiers, the new exotic weapons, the new gear. Oh, I didn't even talk to you about the new gear set. Oh my gosh. The new named items, other changes, and during the PTS, we can, ooh, what? We're going to be able to test a lot. Oh my gosh. And this is all starting tomorrow. They surprised the entire community because the PTS is coming out tomorrow. They're giving us an extra day, but it's only going to be one phase. So the PTS will only have one phase. And it will start tomorrow, Thursday, August 14th at 8 a.m. Eastern. And then it will end Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern. So we have from Thursday to Monday, and we are done. Okay, so what is that, 96 hours? All right, all right. So for the PTS, remember, it is available for preload right now. The only way it's available is if you own the game on PC. So if you own the game on PC, open up your Ubisoft Connect app, and it will be available under the games ready to install. So if you go to your games category, go to ready to install, it will be under there under PTS for the Division 2. It will pop up and it should be available right now. So pull up your Ubisoft Connect app on your computer and then go to games ready to install and you should be able to see the PTS. Now it says if you don't already have it downloaded, it will be 100 gigs. And if you already have it downloaded from last season, it will be 17 gigs. Now, starting off with the PTS, we will have the brand new feature called retaliation. And just so you know, I will show you all of the footage that the devs showed us right after these patch notes. So if some of this is confusing you, it's okay. I will show you all of the footage after. So we're breaking down exactly what it is, and then I'll show you what the devs revealed to us today. So first up, we have retaliation. This is that brand new open world feature. And it says that it is a new permanent in-game activity. So this will be forever. And it is built around territory controls and faction conflict. By going up against these enemy factions, you will trigger a large-scale counterattack in named zones like Federal Triangle, the West End, things like that. Now, what's going to happen here is that they will fight you to reclaim it. And those are those kill squads. So like I said, within every territory in DC or Woney or Brooklyn, you will have to take over that entire territory. While you are taking over that territory, those kill squads are going to be coming after you. Now, it says here that the system will offer high replayability and will introduce a new targeted way for you to farm exotics. That's right. We have a new way to farm exotics and the new exotic blueprints that will help us craft any of those exotics. Yeah, this is some crazy in-game stuff now. It says here, how does it work? Retaliation will take place in DC, New York, and Brooklyn, so facing different factions depending on your location. Each faction will have a different, type of meter, and this meter will fill up while you are eliminating those enemies, completing missions, or capturing the control points within those areas. Once the meter reach 100% for that area, the retaliation phase will begin. This is where the faction that is marked for that named zone will try to take it over. It will be a limited time countdown before they secure it. You can choose to engage by initiating the retaliation. This starts a retake timer and teleports you to the safe house. Your objective is to reclaim all of the control points before the timer expires. Capturing these control points will extend your timer, and the time is tight from the start, so every second does count. You can also extend the timer in other ways, such as completing maneuvers. That's new. They did not talk about that. Oh, it says not available during the PTS. Okay. Maneuvers. That's completely new. Okay. It says, or you can extend the timer by taking advantage of other retaliation mechanics, so plan your approach strategically. It says that kill squads, and these are the squads that I was talking about, they're going to like hunt you down. Kill squads can appear during the retaliation. Defeating them not only increases your timer, but it will also give you a chance to earn a special exotic blueprint. Oh, it's going to be so good. Like, so many people are going to be happy now. We can craft our exotics, people. You know how big this is. It says here that you can abandon a retaliation if you choose not to engage, which gives the zone to the enemy faction. It says here, control point retakes. Retaliation control points are remixed versions of standard captures with altered rules. Okay. They feature 3 waves of enemies, which difficulty based on your global alert. Okay. So alert 4 is heroic. Yep. Just like your control point 4. Yep. Higher difficulties mean better loot, including standard XP and modifier XP. You can learn more about the modifier XP and how that upgrades your abilities in the modifier section below. And then it says here, targeted exotic farming. This is crazy. With retaliation, you have a new way to farm exotic items more directly than ever before. Each faction will have its own unique pool of exotic blueprints, and you can work your way towards getting these in multiple ways. First up, you can defeat a kill squad, and this will give you a chance to receive a blueprint from that faction. Kill squads are typically tied to the 5 factions: Hyenas, True Sons, Outcast Cleaners, and Rikers. It says that you can also get exotic blueprints if you successfully complete an entire retaliation. This, you will have a chance to gain an extra blueprint from a separate pool, and this success pool applies only to Hyenas, True Sons, and Outcasts, with each faction having its own pool of exotics. So each kill squad will have its own exotic blueprint pool. Then by completing the retaliation, you have a chance of getting your own exotic blueprint. And then the next one, it says the chance to receive a blueprint increases when you play on a higher difficulty. Okay. So play all of this on heroic and you'll get all your exotic blueprints fast. Got it. Now it says here that you can craft exotics by using exotic components together with retaliation specific materials. These materials will have unique names and visuals themed to that faction. They come from that faction, and you can earn them by completing retaliation events within that faction. Now, it says here that if you want more flexibility in what you can craft, you can also use the crafting bench to convert these materials into broken shade watches. Yeah, we're going to be able to craft the exotic component or the exotic materials to craft the exotics. This is going to be really good. So we have a conversion table to give us the components to craft the exotic blueprints. Wow. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So it says that these can be exchanged for retaliation materials from other factions, allowing you to work towards those exotics outside of the faction that you are currently facing. The blueprints for material conversions, as well as the exotic cash blueprints, can be purchased from Anaya. Nice. So as soon as the season starts, we just purchase it from Anaya, and we can get on crafting exotics. Now, it says here that since retaliations take place across both Warlords of New York and Battle for Brooklyn maps, you can also face Rikers and Cleaners during these events. To target the exotics tied to them, you can craft the exotic caches for both Woney and the Brooklyn Kill Squad blueprints. This gives every player... Oh, okay. So that way, if you don't own Woney or Brooklyn, you don't have to worry about those blueprints. You can still craft them. Okay. That's going to be a really cool thing to see during the PTS, is crafting exotics. Next up, we have maneuvers. Now, this is something brand new. The devs did not talk about this. Now it says maneuvers are an optional challenge that you can take between capturing control points. Each maneuver is the same for every player participating in the retaliation. You must complete it individually to earn the reward. Completing a maneuver adds extra time, which can, yeah. Maneuvers can change every time you capture a control point. I mean, this basically is just like open world activities. It's nothing. So so for retaliations, let me just go back up here. For retaliations, right? This is all about you taking over those control points. It's going to place you in a safe house. You're not allowed to fast travel and you have to hit up all of those control points. There's a timer. So just take over all those control points and you're done. The maneuvers are things you can do between those control points if you want, like open world activities, what have you. But if you just speed run and go to all those control points, you're done. And then you can move on to the next section. So I can see why they didn't really talk about maneuvers too much, because it's just content between the content, like filler content, if you will. Next up, we have modifiers. These are the brand new permanent modifiers. So this season, your modifiers are permanent. There's no building them up. There's no building up stacks. It's just you get what you get. And it's based off of those retaliation territories. So let's jump into it. Here we go. All right. Global modifier, divide and conquer. This is the brand new global modifier that is always on if you have modifiers enabled. Now it says here, the season's global modifier empowers you based on your control over territories. So the X number of territories you get, you will receive rate of fire for each of those zones, up to a max of 30% rate of fire. So right off the bat, you could have permanently 30% rate of fire. But wait, there's more, because you also can get 30% weapon damage and rate of fire. Yeah. So if you control all of the control points in Washington, D.C. on your map, you will have permanently 30% weapon damage and rate of fire added to your build. Yeah. Awesome. However, just note that is in DC. Because if you're in Brooklyn or Warlords of New York, it's based off of how many territories are in that open world. So for Brooklyn, there's only 2 open world territories. For Woney, I believe there's 4. And then for DC, there are 11. All right? So you'll get your biggest boost in DC. Next up, we have active modifiers. This season, we'll introduce 5 faction-themed abilities. Each unique functional abilities will be inspired by their factions. These are the main long-term rewards of the retaliation gameplay loop. You can unlock them through the seasonal journey, and you can upgrade them by earning modifier XP in 2 different ways. Completing a retaliation against a faction will give you modifier XP, and eliminating enemies while the modifier is equipped will give you a little bit of modifier XP. Leveling up a modifier will improve the stats and add new functionalities. There you go. And can unlock new powerful abilities. So here are your new active modifiers. So we have one for hyenas, True Sons, Outcasts, Rikers, and finally Cleaners. So, starting at the top, new active modifier for hyenas. All right. Now, before we begin, remember the global modifier will give you 30% rate of fire and 30% weapon damage up to, and it's permanent, right? Okay. Now let's talk about these active modifiers. First up, we have hyenas. It's called Spiced Up. All of your armor is stripped. What? What? All of your armor is stripped. Okay, so you have no armor. For the duration of this modifier, you cannot aim down sight. What? Or repair your armor. So you can just hip fire, right? Okay. In return, each successful hit on an enemy will stack weapon damage and recover your health. You also gain a boost to health, reload speed, and movement. No. No, I don't like this one at all. Nope. When you press the input again at level 5, or when the timer ends, it will replenish your armor proportional to your current health. Okay. Interesting. I'll have to try that one out. On paper, it sounds horrible. Okay, True Sons. It's called Advanced Material. Your skills will gain skill tiers. Okay. And your signature weapons will gain signature damage against regular enemies. It will be boosted. Boosted by 1.5 against named enemies. Additionally, your signature weapons will gain rate of fire and reload speed, while the effect of it... Ooh. That's going to be dirty with a tip of the spear. Okay. Kills with signature weapons will add 3 seconds to the modifier's duration. And if you have it at level 5, your specialization kills will overcharged. What does that mean? Your specializations... Oh, skills are overcharged. Oh, okay. So specialization skills. So that's like your Banshee Pulse, or like your artillery turret, or your tactician drone. Okay. I see. Or your Artificer Hive. Artificer Hive. Not bad. Okay. So first one is kind of all about like weapon damage and movement. Your next one is like about your skills and your signature weapons. Let's move on to the Outcast. And this active modifier is called Zealot. On activation, you will gain 15 stacks. Each of these stacks will give you weapon damage and damage reduction. Ooh, okay. After 10 seconds, you begin to lose your stacks, and the stacks consume is increased every 10 seconds. Eliminating hostiles will restore the stacks. Okay, so you just kill hostiles. Okay. Upon reaching 0 stacks, a damaging EMP explosion is triggered at your location, leaving you at 1 health. For each enemy it is hit, though, you will recover armor and health. What? Bro. Okay, so you can't lose stacks, basically. But you're going to lose stacks whenever it expires, so it's going to happen no matter what. That's crazy. Okay. And it says the upgraded version at level 5. For each stack that is consumed, that EMP explosion damage is increased by 2%. I mean, that's going to be really cool if you end your active modifier next to a lot of hostiles. Yeah, that's going to be badass. Okay. Next up, out of all of them so far, I like the Outcast the most. Let me know which one of these sound the best to you. Next up, we have the Riker's active modifier, and this one is called Say Cheese. It will blind hostiles in a cone in front of you. Holding a shield will trigger this modifier and increase the range and radius. Eliminating blinded enemies will reduce the cooldown. Okay, so it's similar to like a Banshee Pulse, where it's going to pulse enemies in a cone in front of you, but if you have a shield when you pop it, it goes even further. It'll blind all those enemies, and when you take them out, it'll help you out even more. I mean, that's cool. That's like an additional Banshee Pulse, basically. And it says here that the upgrade at level 3, eliminating hostiles while using a shield will reduce the cooldown even further. So you would use this with like a, say like a striker shield, And you could easily use this with like a scanner pulse or something like that. You won't even need a Banshee pulse because this is your Banshee pulse. That's really cool. That's not bad. I like that one. You could really use that one with a team. Have someone use the Outcasts and someone use the Rikers. That would be a deadly combination. Okay. And finally, for the active modifiers, we have the Cleaners. This one is called Sanitation. So on activation, it will set enemies on fire. What? Oh, man. While the modifier is active, each unique enemy set on fire will add a stack of sanitation that will grant you extra damage. Oh my gosh. 2 stacks for each enemy burn will repair your armor. Oh shit. And 3 stacks will give you crit hits. Oh my gosh, because your crit hits will inflict burn. Get out of here. Get out of here. And then for level 3, each kill on a burning enemy will add 3 seconds to the duration. What? Oh, MG. Wow, dude. So the global modifier is permanent, right? So you can get upwards of 30 rate of fire and 30 weapon damage. Then you have a team with you, right? One team member will get weapon damage and damage resistance while exploding EMPs, right? The next one's going to be able to blind everyone with a wicked shield build. And then the last guy's just going to set everyone on fire with a status effects build. Let's be real. You throw this on my Eclipse Protocol Creeping Death, game over. Game over, dude. Like, this is going to make legendary content easy. Shit. This is crazy. All right, next up we have the passive modifiers. So the passive modifiers are archetype-based bonuses and debuffs designed to counter specific enemy types. There are 10 in total this time around. 5 universal and 5 faction-specific. So first up, we have the universal passive modifiers. First up, we have Assault, and it's called Stepping Stone. Killing an enemy, or killing an assault enemy with a headshot will instantly refill your magazine with hollow point ammo. What? What the hell? What? Hollow point ammo. Killing an assault enemy with a headshot will instantly refill your magazine with hollow point ammo. Dude, hollow point ammo is like 30% amplified damage with a bleed. Is that for real? Holy moly. Next up, it's called Thrower. Oh, these are the different types of enemies you would have to focus. Next up, against the Thrower enemies, it's called Batter Up. Anytime a grenade lands within 5 meters of you, it is destroyed automatically. What? Dude, that's final measure. This effect will has a 45-second cooldown. While on cooldown, the explosion radius of your grenade is increased. That is final measure. Wow. Wow. Oh, man, that's huge. That's a big one. I don't really care so much for the hollow point, even though it sounds really cool. But this one right here, that's final measure. That could really be useful. Next up, against the sniper enemies, it's called Compromised. While you are in cover, your headshot damage against snipers is increased by 100%. Yo, PvE is gonna get so easy. This is crazy. If you hit a sniper while they are in cover, they are forced to leave cover. Oh, that's going to be big too. Yo, the thrower and the sniper, both of these are huge. Okay. Tank. Going up against the tank builds. Rupert's Tear. Is that Tear? Rupert's Tear? We are breaking any piece of a tank's armor will cause all of the armors to break. OMG. These are so strong, dude. These are crazy strong. So if you break any part of a tank's armor, all of their armor breaks. So, for example, a chunga. If you shoot a chunga in the leg and you break the leg armor, all of the armor breaks. And then you just shoot them in the head, right? Or I guess it doesn't matter at that point. For each armor piece broken this way, enemies within 15 meters are inflicted with a bleed. Okay. That's crazy strong, dude. Okay. Up against rusher enemies. This one's called Keep Out. Rushers are staggered if you shoot them from within 10 meters. When this happens, you gain movement speed. What? That's going to be good for speed runs. All four of these are really good. If I had to, though, I would go thrower, tank, rusher. These would be my top three. Thrower, tank, and rusher. Okay? And then for the active modifiers, I would go outcast, Riker, cleaner. Or no. Outcast, cleaner, Riker. I'm not a big fan of the Riker, even though that one's going to be strong. But I am a bigger fan of the weapon damage, damage reduction, and the inflicting burn. Anyways, these universal passive modifiers are wicked strong. Wicked strong. This is going to be another really fun season. Next up, we have faction-specific passive modifiers. So for the hyenas, it's called Unfriendly Fire. Shooting a hyena's shield will deflect your bullets. What? Shooting a hyena's shield will deflect your bullets, dealing 50% of that damage to an enemy within the radius. Oh. Yo, that's going to be sick. So throw this on for any like hyena missions or strong points. And that's basically like the turmoil knee pads. That's going to be badass. Wow. Okay. Next, for the True Sons, it's called Immobilizer. Breaking the Immobilizer's weak point applies a foam to all enemies within 20 meters. Wow. Okay. The Immobilizer, that's the isn't that the one? It kind of looks like a automatic lawnmower with like big ass blades on it. Isn't that the one? Anyways, next up we have Outcast. This is called Scorcher. Breaking the Scorcher's gas canister will ignite all enemies within 7 meters. These enemies will burn until they die. Holy moly. Holy moly. So whenever you're going up against whatever faction, just make sure you have this passive modifier on. For the cleaners, it's called Control. Destroying the controller's drone will automatically break its user's weak point and shocks both the controller and nearby enemies. Shock them. Okay. And finally, for the Rikers, it's called Leader. When the leader is killed, all enemies benefiting from their bonus health will receive a bleed. You will also gain 20% bonus armor when this happens. Wow, okay. Those aren't bad. Those aren't bad at all. So what I would do is you do thrower, right? Do thrower with either tank or rusher, and then you do whatever faction one. And those would be the three you would put together. Not bad. Now the hostiles will have countermeasures. These are their hostile modifiers. Now remember, this will not apply to all hostiles, but it will apply to some. So if you see the indicator over the NPC's head, they will have this bonus. First up, we have Out of Mind. The NPC will have a speed and rate of fire boost that increases over time if the enemy is not damaged. Wow, that's going to be big. The next one is called Wedge. It will boost the damage for the enemy and nearby allies, scaling with the allies' count. Huh. Okay. And the final one is called Overwatch. It will grant overheal to the affected enemies while their gadget is deployed. That sucks. That's going to really hurt. These are some strong hostile modifiers. All right. Next up, we have our new gear, weapons, and talents. Starting with our new exotic weapons. First up, we have the Shroud. This is the new exotic M700 Carbon. Now, it has the talent called High Priority Target, and it will amplify your weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemy within the tier hierarchy. So you have tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. So the 125% amplified damage will apply to the tier 1 enemies. So your hunters, your rogues, your leaders, your tanks, shields, heavy weapons enemies, the RPGs, the medic, the controller, the warhound, and the marauder. Those will be your top amplified damage. Okay? If all of those enemies are dead, that amplified damage will then go to the tier 2. Those are your support enemies, your engineers, bodyguards, immobilizers, bombers, your mini tanks, and your drone operators. And then if all of those are down, your amplified damage would then go to any other enemy or skill proxy. Not bad. The other exotic, so we have an exotic sniper and we have an exotic pistol. Now this is the 93R, so this is the automatic pistol, okay? So it says here it is called the Tempest, and it comes with the talent Restrained. This pistol it will be fully automatic and will deal 25 amplified damage for 20 seconds after your shield is broken. Okay. So basically, if you're not using a shield, this will not work. And you only get the amplified damage after your shield is broken. But remember, when your shield is broken, you're disoriented and confused for, 5 seconds? Unless you have hazard protection, right? No, I think you're disoriented even if you have hazard. We're going to have to test that during the PTS. But the shield getting broken disorients the user, which would mess up your 20 seconds of buff. I don't know. We'll have to try it out. But those are your exotic weapons. We'll have a new exotic sniper and a new exotic pistol. Next up, new exotic gear. We have new exotic gloves called the Overdogs. So the Overdogs will come with the talent Weakest Link. It will amplify your weapon damage by 30% to the lowest ranking enemy in the tier hierarchy. So your exotic sniper is the highest priority, so the highest tier. And your gloves will give you amplified damage to the lowest tier. So the lowest tier is any enemy or skill proxy, followed by support enemies, your tier 2, and then finally your bosses and whatnot for the tier 1. Interesting. So you'd have to take out all of the smaller enemies and skills first, all of the support enemies, and then go up against the boss last. Okay. Not bad, but those are all of your exotics. And just so you know, one of these exotics is going to be locked behind the climax mission. Okay. So we typically have one weapon and one gear item in each seasonal reward track. So that will be one weapon and one gear item. We only have one gear item right here, the gloves. So then only one weapon will be in the reward track as well. So one of these will be locked behind the climax mission. Moving on to the new gear, we have a new brand set called the Urban Lookout. The 1-piece bonus will give you accuracy, while the 2-piece bonus will give you skill efficiency, and that 3-piece bonus will give you 30% marksman rifle damage. That's pretty big, especially with a Ninja Bike. You can make one-shot builds even more one-shot. That's going to be super easy. Not only that, the skill efficiency is not bad. It's okay. But the marksman rifle damage is what people are going to go for. We have two new named gear items. The first one is called the Slight, and it comes with perfect protected reload. Perfect protected reload. Nice. It will grant you 40% bonus armor while reloading, and will grant you 0 to 30% of your armor as bonus armor to all other allies when they are reloading based on your core blue attributes. Okay. So perfect protected reload, and we will have a named holster called Spot On. And this will give us a perfect attribute of accuracy, 38%. Okay. Okay. So new brand set, accuracy, skill efficiency, marksman rifle, protected reload, and accuracy for a holster. Okay. Next, we have the new gear set. Now, this one is huge. This one's big, so if your ears are perking up right now, they should. This one's big. It's called Tipping Scales. It's the new gear set. 30% magazine size, 30% LMG damage, and a talent. The talent can give you up to 75 stacks and increase per stack at 4%. So what you can do here is you can get what is that? That's over 200% crit hit damage, and you're going to get all of the weapon handling on top of the LMG damage and on top of the magazine size. This one's going to be big. So the Iron Lung, the Pestilence, the Carnage, whatever LMG you want, it's going to be crazy. This one's going to be big. Or, if you're nasty, use it with the Black Friday. Perfect unhinged. And that weapon handling would really help out. Just saying. Just saying. After that, we have the new named weapons. First up, we have the Achilles. This is the new named USC 45 ACP. And it will come with the talent called Perfect Soft Spot. So destroying a weak point will give you 24% weapon damage. I'm not a big fan of this. The reason why I'm not a big fan of this is not all enemies have weak points. They don't all have weak points. So this isn't going to work for all enemies. So I don't know. I don't know. Right off the rip, I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it, but we'll see. Next up, we have the Instigator. This is the custom M44, so we're going to have a named rifle and a named marksman rifle. This one, the same, perfect soft spot, destroying a weak point, gives you that weapon damage. And then we'll have the normal talent for all of our normal weapons, and that talent will be called soft spot as well. And this one, destroying a weak point, will give you 19% weapon damage. Okay. Other changes, the max expertise level has been set to 30. That's right. We now have a max cap for expertise. We will not be able to go past 30. If you are already at 30, you are done with expertise. That's all she wrote. All right? This change ensures that you don't outpace the challenge level of the game. Currently offers... The game currently offers, provides a clearer upper limit for your gear's power level, and makes it easier for you to invest in a wider variety of items, allowing you to explore different playstyles and engage with different ways to play the game. I don't know about that one. Because if you're already at 30, you're done. So basically all you're doing is upgrading your items to 30 regardless. That's not going to make you invest in anything except for upgrading your items all to 30. So now, instead of my weapons all at max and then my gear all at like 12, Now I'm going to have to make all my gear 30 because now the cap is 30. So that's all she wrote. Changes for the PTS only. During the PTS, all modifiers will be unlocked, so we'll be able to test it all out. We'll have a PTS cache, a PTS blueprints cache, a PTS materials cache, journey builds cache, and also we will have the 12 conversion blueprints for the exotics, and we'll have the New York Kill Squad blueprint. Nice. That way we can craft all of our exotics and do all of that during the PTS. This was a lot. I know it was a lot to talk about. I'm sure it was a lot to listen to. But we have a new retaliation feature. We have new exotic farming. We have new exotic blueprints. We have new modifiers to go with the new retaliation feature. We have new active and passive modifiers to go with the factions that we're going up against. We have a new exotic sniper and a new pistol, new exotic gloves, a new brand set aimed at marksman rifles, a new gear set aimed at LMGs, a new named rifle, new named sniper, and we have an expertise cap at 30. All right. So all of this information and more is on my Twitter page, X if you nasty. So follow me over here at Kamikazevondoom to get anything Division related before I make a YouTube video. But those were your patch notes. Now I'm going to let you watch the devs as they show you. Because the devs show most of this. They don't show all of it. So they're not going to talk about the maneuvers or anything like that. But they will show you all of the new exotics, all of the new gear sets, brand sets, and everything in between. So I hope that helps you out. This will conclude your full recap. And I'm going to pass it off to the devs to finish this one up. But that's it for me. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And let's move on with the footage. So this just popped up on screen. The Division 2 known issues. Alert! We are aware of an issue in the Crossroads Climax mission that may stop progression in the final phase for some players. This is under active investigation, and it is top priority to fix. Updates will be provided once a resolution is in place. Thank you for your patience. Okay.
We are doing a lot of things to increase replayability in DC, but for the players who had Warlords of New York and Battle for Brooklyn, they don't have a reason to go to those maps. And in the beginning you mentioned that it's DC, but actually this is for all the maps, right?
Yes, so retaliations will work on all the maps. So if you own Warlords of New York or if you own Battle for Brooklyn, you can also do retaliations there. And that means that those factions will also have exotics that are assigned to them. So Rikers and Cleaners, but you can still obtain those blueprints. Don't worry, you can obtain those blueprints and those materials even if you don't own the DLCs, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you do own them, it's going to be a bit easier to actually farm retaliation of the Cleaners and the Rikers and therefore obtain the exotics assigned to them.
Yeah, so for the DLC owners, another reason to go back, and for those who don't own the DLCs, you're not out of the party, you still can get all the items. So man, I'm super excited about this. Since I joined the company, I've been listening, hearing things about this feature, and it's by far my favorite because I love the open world. I love this concept of getting territory back and how that can actually help you. So one of the things that is very important when you talk about territory control is the modifiers, because the how much territory you can control is going to affect your gameplay as well, right?
Yes. So that moves us into the modifier discussion. And we are going to show all of that, so don't worry about it. But the modifiers this season are also about territory control, and they're about factions in particular. So let me just show you, basically. But the idea is the core modifier this season, which is called Divide and Conquer. As you can read here, it's all based on how much territory do you control. So we're going to take the mega map, we're going to look at the name zones, and then basically say for every name zone that you liberated, that is green, that you control, you're going to get a buff, a permanent buff. And the more name zones you control, the higher the buff gets. When you lose control of those name zones, when the factions regain control of the control points, if the factions become disputed, or if you completely lose control, you're going to lose some of that buff as well. So that becomes a turf war game of constantly having to keep an eye on your map to see, okay, what does it look like here? I have a bunch of green stuff. Cool, I'm getting bonuses for them. If you want to see those bonuses, you're going to see that in your modifier screen, and there's also a widget on the UI that's going to show when we're in the world. But you can see that here there is a total of 11 name zones. 5 of them are contested, 5 of them are controlled by me, which means this is the bonus I'm getting right now. Plus 27% rate of fire, plus 14% damage bonus. This applies all the time in everything I'm playing.
And it's important to explain as well what is the concept of contested name zones, because it's not only you and a specific faction like you and True Sons dividing that name zone for like control points. It's also like them fighting together, right? So if some control points is controlled by the hyenas and the others from True Sons, it still is a contested name zone, right?
Yeah. So it's it's liberated if you control everything. As soon as it's partially controlled by a faction or by several factions, then it becomes contested. If it's completely controlled by
other faction,
by another faction, then it's lost. So this is where retaliation also comes into play, because when a faction retaliates, and if you let them retaliate and you don't do anything, they will take over the entire name zone. That name zone is lost as far as your modifier goes. So to regain that name zone, either you manually go there and do all the control points, or you do a retaliation event in that name zone, which will have the same result. You're going to liberate that name zone and regain control of it. So once again, retaliation is a permanent feature that stays in the game. But for this season, the modifiers are also using the retaliation feature and the focus on factions. That will go at the end of the season, but retaliation will stay.
All right. So do you want to talk about the active modifiers?
Yes, so let me show you. So we actually have 5 active modifiers this season. And here again, this is all built around factions. So the idea is those modifiers, each one of them is inspired by the fantasy of each of the factions. So you get to almost play like a member of each of those factions. So this season, we really wanted you to interact with the modifier, the active modifier, more than the core one. So the core one is this passive buff that applies all the time, but the active modifiers is where it becomes really fun, because these are really, once again, a bit like what we did with Crossroads, those ultimate abilities that really can turn the game around when you trigger them. So there's a bunch of them. I'm not necessarily going to go through every single one. I will show them on screen so you can afterwards pause and look at them, or you can look at that tomorrow as well. But you have this one, the advanced material, and this one is all about skills, boosting your skills and your signature weapon. So when you trigger it, you're going to go on a rampage with your signature weapon and have infinite ammo and this kind of stuff, increase damage and all of that. You're going to see here all the bonuses you get from that modifier when it's active. You'll see a level. I'll get to that. We have sanitation, which is the cleaners one, which allows you to set enemies on fire, and then it's all about burn mechanics. The more enemies on fire, the stronger the buff, and so it also synergizes with your build. So if you have a fire or a burn build, that's gonna work together. Then we have zealots, which allows you to get a buff when you're in the middle of combat and become very very tough, very tanky, and also deal more damage. Spiced up, which is the kind of berserker fantasy where you lose your armor, you go just to health, but you're gonna get a big health bonus. You can no longer aim down sight, so you're gonna have to hip fire your way through, but you're gonna be a murder machine.
Yeah, like a Rambo mode, like just bam, 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 bam.
And then we have Sage Cheese, which is the Riker's one, blinding all hostiles in a cone when you're using the shield. That's the one I'm using here because I'm using a shield bid for this live stream. So we'll get to see that one in action. And then talking about the passive modifiers. So the way it works this season, once again, it's around factions, and it's actually around archetypes of the factions. So they're divided in two categories. We have the universal modifiers, or the universal passive, and the faction passive. And the way it works is that universal apply to specific archetypes of all the factions. So you will see Stepping Stone, for example, eliminating assaults with headshots adds hollow points ammo to your magazine. So any assault archetype enemy that you're going to take down, regardless of faction, you will get that bonus. Same with all of them. So key part is about rushers. This is about the tanks. Basically, when you destroy one piece of armor of a tank, the entire armor blows up. This is about grenade throwers, and this is about snipers. Then we have the faction-based ones, and those are only active for specific archetypes or specific factions. So this is about hyenas shields, immobilizers, so specific archetypes for each of the factions. So the idea here is really, depending on which faction you're going to fight, you can switch your modifiers around based on what you're going to be facing, or just equip everything in universal, and then you don't really have to care about it. That's what I did here because I'm lazy.
But I think, like, for retaliations, for the whole concept of retaking a name zone, it makes sense that before you actually go after them, you just optimize your build with your modifiers to make sure that you're being more effective against them, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then, so one thing that I said I would get back to, so you will see that the modifiers actually have a level. So for the first time this season, we are going to introduce a leveling concept to the modifiers. So the active modifiers will start from level 1. They have 5 levels, and you're going to gain those levels, as you can read here at the bottom, by eliminating hostiles. And no, that's not what it says here. I don't know. It's here. To level up the modifier, eliminate hostiles while the modifier is equipped, or complete retaliations against the Rikers. So once again, this is based on which faction you're fighting. And so when you have that active modifier equipped, and you take down hostiles, you're going to gain XP in that modifier, or by doing retaliations against that faction, you're going to gain XP in that modifier as well. So you can level it up, and every level it's going to become more and more efficient.
And you don't have to be using the modifier, like it doesn't need to be active in your build to get XP for that if you're facing that specific faction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that you can farm even with different playstyle.
It's faster if you do, but you don't have to.
Yeah. Cool. I think we got a lot of information. As I think it's nice now to see and to show to the community how it works all together. It's a season about territory control, so there are a lot of these mechanics that involves specific factions and how you optimize your gameplay to face them, to fight back, because it's all about like poking the bear until a point that the bear is fighting back. So let's make sure that we understand what's the big thing for this season, and I'm super excited because I personally really like that.
Yeah. So just people asking about hostile modifiers in chat. So here they are. There's 3 of them out of mine, and I'll let you read through them because I don't know them by heart. To be honest.
It's basically movement speed and rate of fire bonus.
Yeah. It's bonuses to them
if they're not damaged in a time, so we need to target them first, so they don't. Yeah.
This one is an AOE damage boost between all of them. So overheal based on their gadgets.
Yep. Cool. So 3 hostile modifiers, 5 active modifiers, and 10 passive modifiers, split into 2 categories: the universal and the faction based.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What do you want to do now?
I kind of want to try a retaliation, but I don't know if we should talk about gear first, because I'm using some of the new gear.
Yeah. People will notice if you start just shooting.
Well, maybe I start shooting.
Yeah, I think it would be cool.
I'm actually gonna...
Let's give them
I mean, I'm going to start a retaliation, which means then I can't talk anymore. So just quickly, so this is the retaliation screen. So that's a new tab that we've added here. So you have your usual map, and at any time you can go on retaliation. When you go on retaliation, you're going to see your faction status. So this is the progress towards triggering a retaliation. You gain progress, as I said, every time you're messing up with that faction. So by doing missions against them, by just killing them in the open world or anything. Once the bar is full, you trigger this kind of a retaliation warning. I don't know how we call it. So it goes red. Now I'm being told that the faction is about to invade this name zone, is about to retaliate in this name zone. So now I have, for some time, I have a big timer to actually go and do the retaliation. Once again, I can choose to ignore it as well. If I want to do the retaliation, I'm just basically going to say initiate retaliation here. This is going to teleport me into this safe house. All the control points are going to be taken over by the faction. And I have to, I'm going to have a timer to actually, take care of them. So I'm going to try that, and I'm going to humiliate myself now, but I'm actually going to lower difficulty to challenging because I don't know this build. I've never used it. So bear with me.
Okay.
I'm actually in challenging here.
Cool. 40 minutes is the time that you have to answer to the retaliation, right? 40 minutes that was showing that screen was the time that you have to decide whether you're going to join or not, right? Initiate the retaliation.
Yeah, I think it was 40 hours here, so it's...
40 hours.
I don't know if it is our final values or not.
Yeah, just another reminder that this is the PTS build. Obviously, a lot of numbers can change. We are doing that to test what's coming for the next season. Please share your feedback with us. We're going to get the Discord channels for feedback again, and make sure that you let us know through Discord, through Reddit, Twitter, or all of that. It's very important for us, and this PTS will have just one phase, so this is going to be the only time that you're going to play this build before the launch, but also you're going to have an extra day. So some people noticed that we said tomorrow. I know that was not mentioned before, but after this stream, you guys will be able to preload the PTS build and play tomorrow. So you have one extra day than our usual of going from Friday to Monday. Now you have from Thursday to Monday morning. Cool?
So, yeah, I see someone commenting, oh, there was legendary. Is that legendary in the open world? No, I think I accidentally selected a mission. That's why there was legendary. There is no legendary in the open world. Don't start expecting things. Just answering, I see a bunch of questions. I think we will have to say that a million times. But yes, this is permanent. Retaliations will stay in the game. It's not just tied to this season. For this season, we are using retaliation also in synergy with the modifiers. But after that season ends, retaliations stay. So it's not going anywhere. It's a new feature you get to play with as much as you want. It would be funny if Yannick would be down in challenging. Oh, it might happen.
Yeah.
Trust me. It might happen. So I'm going to go ahead and trigger that retaliation, which means I'm going to have to play that, and then maybe we can talk about the gear.
Yeah, I will do that.
So here we go. Retaliation is on.
I think wouldn't be funny if you die in challenging, because I need to come here more often and die in normal game.
Yeah.
So people will understand that actually we're not necessarily good at the game. We're just like working it, and we really care about it. But yeah, skills and gaming skills and working skills are completely different in this industry.
So first disclaimer, on this PTS there is a bug with the timer. So you see the timer of the retaliation up there. I do not have 1 day, 11 hours and 6 minutes to do it. I pressed the wrong button. It is actually, it would be just the minutes and the seconds that count, not the hours and the days. So I don't know why these are showing up here. But it's, that's not how it's going to be once it actually goes live.
Okay. I can talk about the new gear.
So, wait.
If you want me, I just need to find...
You can talk about the new gear. Let me just show something
Yeah,
to
they
the
need
community.
to see that.
You notice something?
I'm noticing that you're... Yeah, people are reacting now. Now I can see.
I see nothing, by the way. So
yeah, people are saying, "Wow, What is that? No way.
Wow, rain.
Yo, no way. Yo.
Right?
Yeah, so this is an automatic pistol.
I'm
And that's
gonna have to-
a new weapon, a new exotic weapon
Okay, I'm gonna try with that.
called Tempest. Has a unique talent called Restrain and makes the pistol fully automated. Deal 25% more damage for 20 seconds after your shield is broken. And this is the new exotic that will be available after the climax mission, in case you're wondering how you can get it. So yeah, I know that now you're exploring all the builds with the Tinkerer. The new exotic mask. Now this is the new toy that it's super fun. It looks fun.
You know what's great about it? It's the first automatic weapon you can use with the big shield,
With the big shield, yeah.
and that makes it a lot of fun.
So
So yeah, I'm playing the retaliation now. As you can see, I just the control points are a bit streamlined when we do retaliation, so they don't work exactly the same way. But I cleared the first waves. Now I just need to defend the control points, do my defense phase. Yeah. As you can see, with the timer also, the timer goes up when I take down enemies. When I achieve specific steps in the retaliation, I also gain some time.
yeah, it's important to mention that all this information, all specific times, everything that you're learning here will be very well written in our patch notes that will be available right after the stream. So what we're doing right now is teasing and showing what's next, but obviously if you want to check the stats and how they all combine together, check the patch notes later, then you test the PTS, you give us feedback, and then you wait for the new season when we're gonna make the adjustments based on that feedback. We have other exotics for this season. One of them, it's called Overdogs. It's exotic gloves, and it has a talent called Weakest Link that amplifies weapon damage to 30% to the lowest ranking enemies within the tier hierarchy. So basically what we have right now is what we're gonna have this season, it's two new exotics that they have talents based on the hierarchy of the enemy. So some enemies, they belong to a higher hierarchy, like named enemies, and based on like the opponents that you're facing, you're gonna get an extra bonus based on your exotic. So some of them are good against the big difficult enemies. Some of them are better against the regular basic ones. So one exotic is the Overdogs gloves, and the other is the Shroud, the MMR, that has the talent high priority target that amplifies weapon damage to 125% to highest ranking enemies, so bosses and all those hard opponents that you face through your journey. Do you want to make a comment about them?
I want to make a comment about those NPCs hiding behind the walls. Come on. Come and die.
It's hide and seek. If
Thank
you go
you very
behind
much.
if you go behind a shield, they're gonna do the same. Yeah, I know that you're playing. I don't want to put you in the pressure of having to answer my questions.
I wasn't actually listening to what you said, but I'm sure it was very smart.
I was just going through the new exotics.
Was it smart chat?
No,
What did you say?
I think that wouldn't be the word that they're gonna use to me, especially when it comes to gear. I'm still learning a lot, but I can understand why we did that for this season. Like having these two exotics, the Shroud MMR and the Overdogs gloves, it makes sense because we're trying to give the players items to use based on the type of enemies that they're gonna face throughout their retaliation journey.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. It's similarly to how the passive modifiers are about targeting specific archetypes, and here it's the same. It's really about just trying to kind of pay attention to which enemies you're fighting, what archetypes, what rank they have, and then based on that, prioritize your targets. So you'll see I finished the first control point. I gained some time in my timer here, so now I need to rush to the next one.
Yeah. Run, Yannick, run. So we're gonna have other gear as well. We have a brand set and a gear set. The brand set's called Urban Lookout. basically one piece gives you 10% accuracy, two pieces 5% skills efficiency, and three piece 30% MMR damage. So it goes very well with the Shroud MMR exotic that I just mentioned before. And the other gear set that we have is called Tipping Scales. We have one piece giving 30% magazine size, two pieces 30% LMG damage, so light machine guns, and three pieces unlock a new unique talent called Throttle Control that gets taxed by shooting, and stacks gives 0.5% weapon handling plus 2% critical hit damage. Again, you're going to find all of that in the patch notes. I'm not the best person to explain all those numbers, but I'm sure that all your community that is passionate about builds will find very good usage to all this new gear that we're bringing. So the brand set and the gear set.
Yes, for my build of Bullet King. Oh, yes. I think Bullet King is going to be fun this season.
How do we access the PTS tomorrow? So the PTS is available through Ubisoft Connect on PC only. So after this stream, you'll be able to load out, to start the download. And tomorrow we're going to eventually put on, after the stream, the announcement, exactly the time that you can start playing Retaliations in Division 2. The new feature that it's a permanent feature is not for the new season, but that's coming for Year 7 Season 2. Finally, I just want to bring two named weapons that we have for this season. One of them is called Achilles, and the other is called Instigator. Both of them have a talent called Soft Spot that basically destroying weak points grants 19% weapon damage for 15 seconds. The perfect version increased to 24%. So I'm sure that once you have time, I know that Retaliations is a feature that puts a lot of pressure on doing things fast, but we can go through all of that I'm mentioning and how you will see them in game. And when we're playing PTS, you all can get it like right away. You can get through the vendor, so you don't need to unlock through any mission or any type of progression. You can just test it, try to in different combinations, and give us the feedback. All right.
Good job, Leo.
Yeah.
I think
watch the VOD later.
I have all the items, so I will at least put them on screen later, so people can dissect the recording.
Yeah, people are making compliments to your focus. You're playing very focused, and I think
I have a focus.
There's a timer,
also.
right?
There is a timer, so I'm trying to succeed. I mean, I put it on challenging. I'm not allowed to fail on challenging, otherwise I guess I have to give up my position as creative director to someone who's better at the game. But also that weather is it's very dramatic, but it's very foggy. It's very hard to see anything.
People are asking for plans for more loadout slots.
Not immediately, no. Maybe someday it would be great to add new ones, but we don't have plans for that yet. Enemy leader. Is fast travel? Yeah. Is fast travel restricted during retaliations? Yes. You are not allowed to fast travel in the name zone during retaliation. You have to
run.
That would be cheating otherwise. So this is So what's happening here is that I've been surrounded by what we call a kill squad. So somehow I couldn't use an armor kit. I don't know why. Also I realize I haven't been using my active modifier at all, so I'm doing a bad job at showing how this works.
That's true. You had the say cheese modifier, right?
Yeah. So I have failed.
That's okay. It was your first trial of the day.
Yeah. Apparently I'm waiting for group wipe, so I don't know who's in my group that hasn't died yet, but invisible player, please die.
Please die. Do you want to talk about the kill squads again? Because I think during all the information that we mentioned in the beginning,
Yeah.
maybe it was kind of lost.
Yeah, so you see just here, you see what happened. Because I play solo, I cannot revive, which means that dying means game over. So the retaliation ends in a contested state. So I took one control point, the other two are still occupied, which means I will get some rewards still, partial rewards, but not the full range of rewards I would have gotten otherwise. That also means that as far as the modifier goes, now that zone is going to be contested as well. So you see the control point I took is it's taken, but the other ones are these remain as they were. So yeah. So what happened? Because I've seen people also asking that they've seen several named enemies. So there is, when you play retaliations, you have a chance to see kill squads spawn, and those kill squads, when they spawn, they are going to be hunting you down. So they can spawn in the world while you're running in between control points, and they're going to chase you and try to attack you. They are all of named quality or named rank, so they're pretty tough. And taking them down will earn you some extra time, extra valuable time. But of course, you have to make a choice, because taking them down will take some time. So it's really about making sure that you're aware of your timer. But the reason also why you may want to actually fight them is because they are the ones that are dropping the exotic blueprints. So taking down those kill squads will be the best way to actually collect all the exotic blueprints of that faction. That will then allow you to farm them or to craft them. So
yeah, now we know. It's all about decisions, right? Because you need to run from control point to control point, and they are in your way. So you need to decide whether you're gonna, choose them instead of your main mission. They are rewarding, but yeah.
And hopefully I can show that, but I see people asking if this is exclusive to DC, so no. Hopefully this is going to work. I haven't tried it, but normally if I go in Brooklyn,
I was
should have
playing
retaliations
Brooklyn before,
in Brooklyn as well.
Yeah, I was playing Brooklyn before retaliation, so it should be working.
Will a kill squad follow you all the way to the control point? No. So, I mean, if you run away, you can run away, and eventually they will give up. So you don't have to fight them. But mind you, if they spawn very close to the control point when you're fighting or going there, they might actually flank you. So you may not be able to get away from them.
I think something important that we didn't mention before about crafting those exotics through retaliation is that when you fight a specific...
So you have retaliations here as cleaners and rikers in Brooklyn. So it also works here.
Yeah, so when you face one of the factions and you got from them special retaliations material that will help you craft those exotics. But also if you're stacking the crafting material from the hyenas, and actually you want a exotic that is to a blueprint from the true sons, for example, you can change that material that you have from one faction into the other through what we're calling here the broken shade watches. So can you explain a little bit more about this mechanic?
Yeah, sure. So each to craft. Sounds like we have a fire alarm, people.
Wow.
Okay, so folks, we have a fire alarm. We don't know if it's a drill. I mean, a drill we would have been told, so we don't know if there's actually a fire or not. We have to evacuate the building, so I'm afraid we're gonna have to end the stream
short.
here and see if we can come back. Otherwise, enjoy the PTS tomorrow, and sorry for not going through all the details if we have to end it here. But PTS is live tomorrow, so enjoy it, and yeah, wish us luck.
Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Like, what should I do? Like,
Yeah, I like
my survival instinct was not working for me
I
properly.
like that our brain was like, but work. There's a fire alarm. We might die, but work.
Yeah.
So
we don't know what happened, what triggered, but we got some firefighters here, and they checked everything, so it's all good.
They said we're good to go. So
Yeah.
we trust the firefighters. They know what they are doing.
Thank you so much to the firefighters of Malmo.
Yes. So no, that was I mean, yeah, over 10 years of live streams on the Division. I've never had that. So that was the first.
Yeah. I'm happy to be part of this memorial moment, historical moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were in the middle of our explanation about the new gear, about the PTS and all of that.
Yeah.
So we're not going to play it again all over. We're just going through the things that I mentioned during the gameplay so you guys can see actually, and we can deliver some extra information before we wrap up. So yeah, let's talk about the Tempest.
Yeah. No, there's a few things we wanted to share, so let's do that. So Tempest, I happen to have two of them, but just to show it to you, I mean, we've shown it in action, but yeah, it's actually it's not written in the description, but yes, as we said, it's an auto pistol, and it also has this talent. 25% amplified damage for 20 seconds after your shield gets broken. So it is meant to be used with a shield. You don't have to, but of course it's more fun that way. And we have two mods here: increased ability and crit hit chance.
Okay. Do you want to show the other exotics? We have Shroud.
Yeah, I can
MMR.
I can go to Shroud. So exotic MMR that looks beautiful. By the way, kudos to the art team. It looks amazing. And this is one of those enemy rank items. As you can see here, amplifies weapon damage by 125% to the highest ranking enemy within the tier hierarchy. Hierarchy. I never know how to say this word in English. So yeah. So based on the archetype, or based on the the archetype of the enemy, they get ranked in a different tier, and so you have to try to prioritize your targets. It's going to take a bit of learning how to use that, but once you prioritize the targets properly, it might be an interesting item. And here, so the mods: headshot damage, reload speed, crit hit damage, and another headshot damage.
Okay, and the other one is the gloves, overdogs, that we talk. They have like kind of the same talent, but the opposite, like the on the other way. So it's it's to the lowest ranking that you apply that, right?
Yeah, the lowest ranking enemy. So, but same system. Otherwise, yes, we distribute the archetypes in different tiers, and the lowest ranking, or the lowest ranking in the tiers will give you a higher bonus.
Okay, cool. And we talk about the new gear set and the brand set. Do you want to show them as well? We have
sure.
The Urban Lookout brand set.
This one. So here it is. Accuracy, skill efficiency, marksman rifle damage.
Yeah.
So it might be fun with the Shroud.
And the other one is the tipping scales.
Yeah, I have it there. So tipping scales, this is mostly so people can screenshot and and make videos. So yeah, max size on 2-piece, 3-piece LMG damage plus 30%, and then 4-piece is, if you can read here, shooting build stacks to a max of 50. Each stack provides plus 0.5% weapon handling and 2% crit hit damage. Lose 6 stacks per second while not shooting. No stacks are lost if an enemy is suppressed. So it is meant to synergize with LMGs, although you can use it with anything else. It's going to be interesting to see what fun builds people come up with. But it works best with LMGs, giving you some of that handling that you can use with LMGs. And especially LMGs suppress enemies. So if you suppress enemies, you're not losing your stacks. So that's really just shoot at enemies, get them suppressed, then you can reposition with your LMG while not losing your stacks when you reposition, as long as they are suppressed, and then flank them and keep shooting.
Yeah, and we have the named weapons.
Maybe I can show quickly the
the other piece. Okay.
Yeah, the other pieces. So the chest piece increased the maximum numbers of stack from 50 to 75, and the backpack will be crit hit damage to 4, from 2 to 4%.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing that we left to cover was the named weapons, Achilles and Instigator.
Yeah, I think I have them here. Achilles is here. So it's a rifle, and it has perfect soft spot. So destroying a weak point grants plus 24% weapon damage.
And the Instigator is there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Same, but for an MMR.
Cool. I think some people already checked something that it's one last thing that we didn't mention so far. That it's about expertise.
Yep. So, no, that's not what I wanted to do. It's not gonna illustrate that much, but look at that beautiful round number. This is now your cap. We have made the decision to cap expertise at 30. And the main reason for that is just we don't want that to be a never-going growth of power for players. There's already, a lot of power that is being given to your agents. We know that the level of challenge of the game doesn't keep up for it, so we kind of want to put a ceiling there. And then we have some thoughts on, bringing challenges and new ways of progressing and gaining power in the game. This is future talks. But for now, we've decided to cap the expertise at level 30.
Okay, sorry, I was reading a lot of things. People are asking a lot of questions here. Let's pick some of them. Is the new mode for solo play or group play?
It is both. So retaliation can be played in group.
Not a fire alarm. It was just George. Thank you, George.
There was some weird noise going on. It can be played as a group, absolutely. One could argue it's maybe a bit better as a group anyway, because you can revive each other, as you've seen when I did my beautiful demonstration of skills and died on purpose just to show what happens when you die. As I said, death is game over when you're playing solo. When you're in a group, of course, you can revive each other. But being said, you get a time penalty when you revive other players. So there is still a price to pay, but you can play as a group. So it is meant to be played in solo or as a group. One thing also that I want to mention is what I think of that. So we talked about the modifier, but I don't know that we've clearly explained that. So the modifier, as we've said, you get a bonus based on the name zones that are contested and all of that. This also works in New York and in Brooklyn. It doesn't add to the modifier total. So what happens is the cap we see here, 30% rate of fire and 30% weapon damage, is the cap you can get in that map. So on DC, that means this is divided up by how many name zones you have there. On Brooklyn, you're going to have 2 name zones, but those 2 name zones add up to the same bonus. So the bonus that you see here only applies to that map that you're on. Once you go back to Brooklyn or to New York, that's going to be just basically depending on the name zones of that map. So you don't get an advantage for owning the DLCs. It's just the bonus is based on the name zones of that map.
So, for example, Brooklyn will have 2 named zones. If you have one of them controlled by Shade, it means that we have 15%.
It's half of the bonus already. Yeah.
Okay,
so
perfect.
it's going to be very easy to get the bonus, but it's going to apply only in Brooklyn content.
Yeah.
So no, it is not, to answer your question, Sky Mines. No, it is not cumulable between maps.
Yeah, someone asked what's retaliation. So it's the new feature that we just teased in the first stream. So you guys probably will watch later what it is. But the good news is that tomorrow is going to be available on PTS for those who have the game on Ubisoft Connect. So you can start downloading the build today and tomorrow will be available. After the stream, we're going to release the patch notes so you can read all the details, get all the information for a good testing, and please give us feedback, because all of these numbers, everything that we're saying here, it's up to change. It depends on the feedback. So please test as much as you can. Help us balancing and finding the future of this update. And I'm super excited about Year 7 Season 2, because there will be a lot of exciting things to talk about, and retaliation is just the core engine of all of that. The modifiers, the gear, everything makes this reference about the territory control that we mentioned, right?
Yeah. No, it's a shift we want to do moving forward. Is also trying to have things that align a bit better together. So that thematic of territory control, of factions, and the identity of the factions, and everything kind of like gravitating around that. That's what's going to be very interesting in this season, and it's also connected to the story of the season without going into there, but it all makes sense. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's fun to deliver a new feature and a new thing to play in the game. So that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing the feedback we're going to get on the PTS on the feature. As usual, this is a PTS, so everything you see there is up for discussion. Give us your feedback. We'll take everything we can and make the adjustments before the update launches, but even afterwards if needed.
Yeah, and I'm also looking forward to seeing those guides that people will make about how it's the best way now of farming those exotics, because I know that this is a new meaningful way for you to engage with the game and get those items. So I'm really, really excited to see how people will create the perfect guide for me as a rookie, as a newbie, to go after the exotics that matches my playstyle. All right, so in the beginning of the other stream, we talk about some of the topics. I want to go through them again just to make sure that everybody has visibility about what's happening in our side. We're super excited about the fact that we're going to Gamescom next week. I'm not personally going, but you're going. Anna is, my colleague, Comdev, is going as well. And we're going to have, two panels. We're going to have more information coming soon, so I won't be giving any more information, but we're super excited about having the presence of Division 2 in Gamescom. Also, yesterday we released the Year 7 Season 1.3 update with the Climax mission, and we noticed that we had a big issue with the Climax mission when it comes to completing the mission with the boss. So we are looking into that. This is our biggest priority right now. Our team is working to fix it as soon as possible, and we appreciate all the reports and the patience that we got from the community. Also, talking about community, the community has voted about the new outfit that would be available in the store through textiles. So the Aces outfit was the chosen one. Please make sure that you check that before September 2nd, and then let's see if we can do more of this, if the feedback is positive from the community, if you really like what we're trying to do here. And finally, stretch goals, it starts next week as well, so you can enjoy your weekend with the PTS, and then next week we have the grinding for Lexington and Turmoil knee pads in the stretch goals, and a lot of other exotics that I know that people really, really like. Again, it's not paid. There's no way you can buy new levels with the stretch goals, so it's something that we removed from the way that the feature was in the past. And it's something for the players to keep grinding after the season is complete. Right, I think I wrap up everything. Do you wanna make any comment? Anything that I forgot?
I'm trying to catch a few questions from chat quickly, but someone asking if retaliations will work in Bonnie and Brooklyn. Yes, you can do retaliations in Warlords of New York and Brooklyn. You can do retaliations there against the Rikers and the Cleaners. They have their own pool of exotics, but once again, you are able. Maybe I know we're not on live stream on gameplay anymore. But actually, can we go back on gameplay quickly? So I can just show that maybe, because we haven't. But this is where all the magic happens. Oops, not in that wall, at the crafting station. So you will see a new exotic section here, and this is where you will find all your blueprints for all the exotics that you can get. But also further down there, you're going to see a bunch of conversion or retaliation materials. So once again, there is one specific material for each faction that is required to craft the exotics of that faction. So some of them will be exclusive to Rikers and Cleaners, but if you do not own the DLCs, you can get the Broken Shade Watch, which is the kind of the wildcards material that you can convert into any other form of material. So you can also use that one to get Riker and Cleaner material even if you don't own the DLCs. And for the blueprints, you can actually get one of those caches, and those caches will give you the blueprints from those factions. So you are able to get all the blueprints even if you do not own the Warlords of New York or Brooklyn. But of course, if you own them and you play Retaliations, it can be a bit faster to get all of them.
We got a very good question here that I forgot to mention. That is from Juicy Joe. How will Retaliation bonus work in areas outside of the open world, like Countdown and Summit? So the out missions.
The Retaliation bonus, are we talking about the modifier? Or?
I think it's about the modifier.
Yeah, the modifier. I actually don't know. I cannot tell you. Maybe if we still have a designer watching, maybe they can tell us quickly because I don't know.
I'm almost sure that it only applies to the map.
Usually, at least it usually doesn't apply to Countdown for sure. But let's see if we get confirmation here. Otherwise, you'll see tomorrow in the PTS.
Yeah. Cool. What else we have here? We have people saying that loves Ubi April work on patch notes. That's a very specific compliment that I never seen in a chat. Today was the days of first, so fire alarm during the stream and people complimenting the. Oh my god, I cannot speak English anymore. You know what the fire makes to a man? That's the thing. Okay, so. Yannick, I think for those who joined like for such a short stream, that was not like the full stream. Obviously, that's not the whole content. We just had one stream. We had a fire alarm. We had to evacuate the building. We went out there. We waited for it to be safe again inside, and now we are here to wrap up everything. It was fun. It was eventful. It was unique, and I really appreciate your company here. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. Once again, sorry for the way this turned out, but we did come back. We didn't want to leave you hanging. It's always fun when we're reaching PTS phase. Fun and terrifying at the same time, but the good kind of terrifying. So once again, this is all available tomorrow. Try it out tomorrow. Let us know how it goes. We'll do the final adjustments and then get it ready for live. And once again, always a pleasure to hang out with you. Thank you for the questions. Sorry if we didn't answer all of them. PvP players, we see you. We see you. I know we've worked on a new feature and it's yet again another PvE feature, but we're not forgetting about you. One day we will have good news for PvP players. I really hope. But thanks again for the questions. Thanks for your patience, the people who waited while we were trying to see if we could come back or not. And
don't be afraid of fighting the cleaners in retaliations. They're not gonna put your house on fire. That was a
hopefully
very
not.
Specific coincidence, but there's no relation between playing retaliations against the cleaners and having a fire alarm. So guys, thank you so much. Stay tuned in our social medias. We're gonna update you with more and more information as soon as possible. See you next time. Bye bye.